was brought up in a close-knit community, a large group of people, but at roughly the age of 5 he was kidnapped. He was basically a slave, being quite a, what's the word, hated race, really sort of like disliked. And eventually they let him go because they deemed him too weak, and he just, you know, he would probably die on the side of the road or something. Around 21 he somehow came across someone who he fell in love with. I think it was at a pub. Tragically, whilst he was out farming, picking crops, these sort of renegade bandits just rushed past, burning the house down, killing his family, his children, his wife. This is why I consider, or at least considered him, a good friend. But nowadays, I can only miss him because he no longer lives. Tom the Orc. He'll be remembered.
Long ago, somewhere deep in the hills of Somerset.
Larp, or live-action role-playing, originates from tabletop role-playing games such as the most iconic and popular tabletop game, Dungeons & Dragons. The appeal of LARPing is the ability to immerse oneself within the worlds from Tolkienian fantasy to steampunk westerns, with your own alter ego, playing similar archetypes or completely different ones, the only limit being your own imagination.
I'm Rachel. I'm playing a Fae character called Afra Slightly. She's a bit of a troll. She tends to just annoy the other players. She's not very strong, but then she's just a bit mental. So it's really fun to play, and it's fun to annoy all of the other characters playing her. But yeah, it's good.
But I'm a Grey Orc. Grey Orcs don't actually
He
exist.
died in the last game, so I went to resurrect him, and he's now a zombie orc.
Slightly dead.
I'm Tom the Orc. I don't really know much about my past because, unfortunately, I was abducted by a bizarre tribe called the Harathi, trained in the martial arts of using large weapons like this very, very powerful mace. But I smash people with it, and usually when their skull cracks, I know I am victorious.
Yeah, I can spell magic.
Time out! Don't actually kill Greg, it's not real money!
Wait, dispel that spell.
It's not a spell.
It's essentially, you're with a group of people who are of similar interests to you, and you're able to create this serious fantasy world in a reality where everybody is all about modernism and commercialism, and for that small amount of time you exist in a world with other people and nobody else is allowed in. It's just you, your friends, and the characters you create and the storyline.
I'm Sylvanas Nightbone. I am from a wolf city, far in the pine forest.
Do hurry. I'd like the
I'm
civil
Conrad.
company back.
I'm just from the village nearby. It's quite simple. It's quite human. A bunch she doesn't like.
Do you two know each other?
No.
No, but this one keeps pestering.
He is a dog.
I'm not a dog.
There's a sort of theory created by a specific German, I forgot the name of him, but it was Übermensch, which is Superman, which is the idea that everyone inside their head has a Superman. It's like a idolized character of your own personality developed and enhanced in a way which is amazing. So everyone has their own hero in their head.
I'm King. I'm also Chief Guardsman. I'm also a cat, and I'm also a fae, but that one's a secret. And my name is King Slightly, and nobody else knows this, but my name's Afra Slightly, and it's really fun. And I'm here today to win everything with my new friend Acorn, who I made today. He says his name's Casey, but he lies. I know, I'm magic.
When it's funny in a sense that when you're fighting and stuff, your characters are humorous. But then there's like going like beyond the boundaries of normality and then bouncing on small green space hoppers in a little sort of like maze. Having people guide you whilst blindfolded, that is going into the realms of like, you know.
So you draw your line at that.
There was a point where Gia and Kate went up to her and she was like, to people passing by, this would seem completely bizarre and surreal out of context. And I was like, it seems completely bizarre and surreal in context.
Yeah. If it doesn't make sense in the game, then it doesn't make sense at all.
Larping is played internationally and is developed into many different varieties of styles and rules. The Gathering, run by one of Britain's largest LARPing events organisers, Lorien Trust, draws in over 2,000 to 3,000 players. Horror LARPing is a unique type of LARP, where the players play themselves within extreme circumstances, where your own character is pushed and evaluated.
You must slit your throat and open your eyes like them, with stone and ring of power focus.
What we need to do is find the ring of power and the stone.
Yeah.
Do you have think of this, like, you know when you go into a horror LARP or something and you can't really tell if people are being serious or not? And you go into, say, the first horror LARP you ever do, like the first one I ever did, and everybody was really getting in depth and into it, and it was just like, I don't genuinely know where the line is between acting and real life anymore. Oh God. And it becomes a bit really immersive, really creepy, really quite
intimidating?
Yeah, quite horrifying in a way, because you don't genuinely know what is actually going on half the time, or if people are acting or if they're not acting, or when people are time out and that, and it's just really weird.
Hey, everybody, calm down.
No, it's mine. It's mine.
Hang on. Why do you not want to have it?
It's mine.
Because she's clearly deluded.
LARPs which host a lot of ambition, or LARPs which make people want to be ambitious, can sometimes be quite vicious.
Yeah.
Depending on the person, of course.
Horror LARP is a surreal experience that allows its players to engross themselves in a fictitious scenario that plays out a story where anything can happen, from confusing interactions to brutal suicides. Though hugely popular, live-action roleplay has not reached the mainstream and has not become culturally accepted. To non-LARPers, the activity can be seen as childlike and silly.
And now you're blocking really low.
I tend to view stereotypes as, you know, the world is an entirely negative aspect. People are disgusting creatures in general, and if they do not like a stereotype that you have, then that's their problem, not yours, you know. If they're narrow-minded enough to not accept your ideas on things, then... And it's to the point where if you're doing something and you genuinely feel comfortable with it, you know, in your day-to-day life, and it's to the point where you're not questioning yourself anymore, then you know you're doing the right thing. And then when people don't understand that, you know, why should you accept somebody else's idea and something they don't understand when something you've spent your life doing?
LARPers in the end don't care for the mainstream stereotype of their hobby. They care for the characters and worlds they create, and outside perceptions do not affect them.
How will you do that?
You don't have an
How will I
ounce of
do that?
virality
Yes, how
in
will
your
you
body.
do that?